And KBC has enumerated challenges, likely challenges that we face in the course of rendering service to the community. But I'm not sure how well equipped are you for the task. More so that your organization is relatively new, and I'm not sure if you are making effort to understudy some of the communities in the Niger Delta who for a long time have experienced things that Shalan are just experiencing now. And all the associated stakeholders, how you can mobilize and how you can work with them to achieve your aim. Because it is only when you understand the modalities, the modus operandi, how those who have walked the path before, what they have gone through, how they've been able to solve it, and you come up with your own thing, how you relate it in a peculiar way to the project in your hand.
Creation of this forum or establishment of this forum, a lot of havoc have been wreaked in some communities. And I want this forum to tell us what effort is going to be put in place, especially in reclaiming the lands that have been degraded by those artisanal miners. That's number one question. The second one is the proposed establishment of gold processing firm in Osun State by the federal government. What mechanism are you engaging or putting in motion to ensure that this processing firm is sited on the soil of Igisha land? Thank you very much.
Mr. Tunji Omotoye of Kenya.
Omotoye, sir.
Omotoye.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. There are two questions. The first has to do with how to address the issue of crimes, safety, security related to the current situation, social problems regarding us in Keshaland as a result of these mining activities. Yeah. If you look at the situation in Zamfara State, which is a sister state that mines gold, today, you all agree with me that the Zamfara case has been a very bad example of how to manage gold in any community. The failure of Zamfara is part of what has also informed this vision for creating and establishing the Mineral Resources Development Forum. If you look at the banditry that has overwhelmed the entire Northwest today, the thing started like a child's play, but today there's hardly any day where people are not killed, where lives are not wasted. Similarly, we observe that the likelihood of that repeating itself in the Igisha land is highly feasible if no intervention is made. So, the coming into the saddle by the Mineral Resources Development Forum is to see how we can start to address these issues. And in addressing these problems of crimes, you have to take it from the root causes of the crime. And in my earlier presentation, I did mention about the issue of unemployment, of issue of influx of people. The majority of people that we have on our land today, truth be told, they are not artisanal miners. They can best be described as scavengers. You know, when you look at the word artisanal, it connotes that you have learned and perfected and mastered a particular skill, just like carpentry, just like the building, the mason, and all of that. I follow me. You know, when you obtain those skills, you now apply those skills. You know, that's where you become artisanal. So, in the case of the artisanal miners today that we have all over the country, not peculiar to the Shalan, many of those, over 80% of them, do not have the necessary skill in artisanal mining. So, what they end up doing is damaging, degrading the land and causing further damages to the, for the people. So, in the area of crime, when people have no job, are you following me? They could be pushed to the wall and think of other alternatives. So we are trying to inject people, and when you inject people from the vicinity, we assume, it's all things being equal, that the crime rate will also be improved upon. Then secondly, she's talking about managing the crimes. Today, many of us believe that government has the wherewithal to always respond to all situations of security situation. We can see what has informed the birth of Amotekun. We can also see that is the failure of the current security apparatus architecture that has informed the Southwest people, being government and people coming together to establish Amotekun. So in this assignment too, we want part of our job, part of our activity is to sensitize the communities, to let them realize that, okay, they are also part, they are stakeholders in maintaining, in getting security, in getting the environment secured. Are you following me? They cannot leave everything to the government in the Oshobo. The government does not have that. If you look at Nigeria today, Mr. President comes from Katsina State. Are you following me? Yet, the banditry goes on every day in that. Are you following me? I mean, ordinarily, you expect that, okay, he will be bothered. He is bothered. But the truth of the matter is that the security architecture in the country as of today is overwhelmed. So you have to bring people themselves to be part of the architecture, and that is what has informed the community policing that is being advertised all over the place. Okay? The people would have to be involved genuinely. What I mean by genuinely is that people will not work to support community policing by exposing the criminals only for the same government to turn around and punish those people and pay the government. Are you following me? So this has the kind of briefing of awareness that we want to create at the community level as a way of stemming the crime. And of course, when the crime rate is stemmed, the security is enhanced, safety is enhanced. Operating address. I think you know that, okay, this body was formed precisely 10th of May, 2020. And all the meetings we'll be having, they are on virtual meetings because of the COVID-19 and the peculiar lockdown in Osun State. Are you following me? But there is a place in Okesho, E25, 25, Okesho, where we intend to be operating from. But if you look at we have a letterhead, we have a phone, and we also have an email, which you can obtain from Mr. Wale Idowu, so through which we can reach any member, from our respective locations. Okay, so I think that addresses that. From Mr. Just to link online, addressing the challenges and experiences. Yeah, the Vice Chairman 1, Mr. Shukoshadia, is sitting to my right. I will still come back to that. In the formation of this team, we are very conscious of the uniqueness and the terrain that we are about to enter to address. And if you look at if you read the address that I presented, to Kabiyesi, you will see it's there that we are 14. These 14 are individually carefully selected based on their relevance to the assignment at hand. So you don't just pick ourselves because we are Geshans, but everybody with a degree of relevance to all the tasks that we have enumerated before us. And I mentioned the Vice Chairman 1. When you are talking about the South-South experience, that was his domain as immediate former Deputy Managing Director of Chevron. So his second home, where he lived for over 35 years, was in the South-South. So we are leveraging on the experiences that he has accumulated over the years in that sector, into our workings and operations in this forum. Also in our midst, we have renowned geologists. We have geologists of international records. Geologists who has every minute information, technical data, details about the mining, the way it's being done, and its attendant implications. So we also have environmentalists in our midst. We have also, in issues like this, we need the informed, learned people. So we also have lawyers in our midst. We have administrators in our midst, and other relevant. Of course, we have journalists, because we appreciate the significance of the media, because we intend to leverage on the power of the media. Okay, we intend to leverage on the power of the media to reach out to the public, in accomplishing all our various enumerated objectives. And of course, we also have, when you are handling a crisis like this, you need data to work with, so that when you talk, you're not talking like a politician who will tell you, okay, we are going to better your life. But you want to talk like somebody, okay, 10% of crime has reduced as a result of intervention by so period, maybe 6 months, 1 year, thereabouts, okay? And to assist us in ensuring that whatever we disseminate, whatever we share with you, are nothing but objective, reliable data. We have a former Statistician General of Federation also in our midst, and that's Dr. Adigun Adewoye. So we also have former chairmen of local government who are familiar with the terrain, all the communities over the years. So you see, the combination and the composition of the team is such that we may not be large. We are actually not hoping to be larger than this, because we are more concerned about results than the size. And this we hope to deliver, God helping us with time. Then the readiness to face the risk involved. there is no, life itself is a risk. Okay? Then you heard the Kabisi saying that, look, that terrain is tough. That terrain is difficult. People carrying a machine gun, carrying this here and there. I follow me. You see, like my colleague said a while ago, this team was carefully and clinically assembled. Are you following me? We want to thank God for every member of this team. Are you following me? God is in His infinite mercy, you know, because the most important name is integrity. Okay? And we are all taking our integrity built over the decades into this assignment. When people you are relating with understand and appreciate that all you are doing is to seek peace, to seek improvement for the collective interest of all, and not for and you are not looking out for any personal gain, the tendency is very high for you to get the listening ears of the people, of the community. So, in any community, maybe I think I'm the only one that is a chief. There is a chief Mrs. Yago. So, so the kind of jobs we do, we have been very careful to ensure that, okay, we cannot be compromised. Okay? So, and once we are not compromised, are you following me? That in itself minimizes the risk. Are you following me? Because people will say, okay, what they want to know, what is their mission? Are you fighting for minor A or minor B? Or are you fighting for your peculiar interest? Are you following me? We are facilitating. If you remember in my early response to one of the questions, we want to be fair to all parties. Are you following me? The moment we identify that as our goal, are you following me? It also minimizes the risk. And of course, there is this popular Yoruba adage, Edumimo Odogunlo. So the conscience, our integrity, the conscience are concerned because that, okay, I said it earlier, in terms of human capital stock, Ijesha is blessed. If Ijesha is really blessed with human capital, then do we now all see